right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Greetings from the Garden State, powered by the New Jersey Lottery. I'm your host, Mike Ham. We're here at the Red Bulls training facility today with Daniel Edelman and Peter Stroud. Guys, welcome to the show.
What's going on? Nice to be here.
Nice to be here, too.
Nice to meet you, Mike.
Nice to meet you. This place is, I've always, driven by. I used to live in Morristown, so, drove by, on Columbia Turnpike or whatever, or Route 10 out here, and, knew this was back here, but, this is, a whole campus back over here. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a hidden gem back here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we got a short ride living in Morristown these days. 15-minute cruise over here. Yeah, it's a nice facility.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're heading out soon from this area. So
really?
Yeah.
Where are you guys going?
Morristown, actually, right?
Really?
I think I don't know the exact spot, but I think it's near is it near the hospital?
Yeah, it might be around there. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's kind of like where, when I was living in Morristown, I lived over that way.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's a good spot over there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's going to be nice for us because he said it too. We're in Morristown now. I think a couple guys are in that area. And I grew up around the area near Morristown too. So
you were in Chester, right?
Yeah, from Chester. So I have pretty big relationship with Morristown. Spent a lot of time there. So it's nice to know that we're moving there. I think I don't know when the date is, to be honest. But I think it's gonna be for next season, and we're getting the full facility. It's gonna make this, I think, look pretty dated, to be honest.
Which is impressive because this place is cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. Can we talk about, because you both are from Jersey, so when they were pitching me potential players to have on as guests, I mean, obviously the whole crux of the show is that our guests are from Jersey, or they're doing stuff here. Chester, Warren, right?
Yep.
Can we talk about, maybe we'll start with you, Daniel, about growing up in that area, playing soccer in that area, and then kind of how it's eventually led you to here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I grew up playing soccer, and I was literally 3-4 years old, playing with my friends. I remember playing behind my middle school. And yeah, that was my first real memories of playing soccer. My dad was a coach and stuff. I think soccer, it was not that big of a sport in Warren. I mean, it was definitely a multi-sport town. But soccer, even across, the other towns, soccer is super big in New Jersey. Of course, you have in Kearney and everything where it's so big, and high school soccer was super popular back in the day. But yeah, for me, I was just happy to be able to play at a young age, play with my friends, really enjoy the sport at that young age. And then when I realized I was playing for my travel soccer team, I was okay, this is fun, but now I want to get more competitive.
Yeah. And you, Peter?
Yeah, I think similar kind of path to Eddie. We both started at PDA when we were kids.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I think you stayed at PDA. He stayed at PDA a little longer, but that's the best, I think, where you can go to start as a young player. And I think that's always been one of the spots where you start as a young player. You look at some of the players in the MLS from New Jersey, like Brian White. Obviously, he started there. My brother, who plays for DC United, started there. So I think we kind of had the traditional path starting at PDA. Then you kind of make the transition to the Red Bull Academy at some point, and then obviously you have dreams and hopes to make it to the first team. So kind of similar to him, just grew up playing and then made that jump to PDA. And then, I think coming from Jersey, there's definitely a pretty big soccer talent from this area, if I'm honest, for a small state. To have that many players kind of be successful is something that I think we're all pretty proud of, to be honest.
Jersey is just a state, I think, that overall just punches above its weight across a lot of categories. You look in sports, entertainment, all kinds of stuff. You start scratching that surface a little bit, and you just realize how many people are actually from New Jersey. Yeah. I mean, obviously there's the people that everybody knows, you know, but then you start going down the list, and you're I didn't realize all these people were from Jersey. And then even on the sports side, I think people sleep on that too, because not even just soccer, but football, baseball, everything else, all those sports. There's always somebody from somewhere.
So. I feel was Scotty Scheffler from New Jersey? Was he born here in New Jersey?
I don't know, but
I feel I saw something the other day, a really famous golfer or something was born in New Jersey. like spent most of his life in Texas and stuff. But
What, were you watching Happy Gilmore
Something
2 or
like
something?
that, yeah.
You like saw it or what?
Did you guys watch
Honestly,
the new
that's-
Happy Gilmore show or
No,
movie?
I
mean?
didn't watch it yet. Did you?
I watched it. Yeah,
I also
Yeah.
watched it.
That
It was like a
lot
nice
of
little trip
Jersey.
as a millennial, like an older millennial. It was like a nice trip down memory lane, sort of. Couple chuckles, couple like throwback.
Don't
things,
spoil it.
but, you know.
Yeah, you got exactly what you expected almost, right?
Yeah, like I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting like a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like I
But
wasn't
you
expecting the original.
I was
you know?
the exact same way. Still enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah, I still had a good
Still
time.
had
It was
a
like a
good time.
nice,
Yeah.
Friday night in. But okay, so as we're talking about, coming up in Jersey, playing in Jersey, can we also talk about? I'm always curious, like people that do things at a high level, specifically playing a sport at a professional level, because we've had several, whether it's people that played for the Devils or been Olympians or whatever, on the show in the past. Like, was there a moment in your, I guess, like as you're coming up through the ranks, like you're talking about all these things you did playing soccer in Jersey, where you're like, this is the path that I'm going to go for and try to do this professionally? Was there ever like a moment where it kind of like clicked, or was it just kind of like chasing it down and being like, oh, we're here, we made it?
Yeah, I think.
He just threw it right to you.
Yeah,
Go for it.
but I think in soccer it's like, I think you can know pretty quickly. Like, whereas like other sports, it takes you have to go to college and stuff to like figure out, like to be a professional and stuff. Like I think at soccer you learn at a pretty young age, like
Whether you got it or not.
whether you got it or not.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think at a young age in soccer you can figure it out who like has a better chance than maybe others, and I think. As a player, you probably know that, and I would say at a young age, I think probably like 15, maybe 16, I realized that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I think maybe even younger. I wanted to do it, but then it became real, I would say at like 15, 16, I think, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like that adolescent age where you're kind of like figuring out what you really want to do, but then some minds work differently, and I think, me and Pete, like, we realized, like, oh, we can like do something with this and stuff. Like, we're obviously you have to put in the extra work and stuff, and that's where I think a lot of kids or everyone, like, that's where you separate yourselves from good and great and like where you want to be, and realizing that at a young age, and like wanting to train extra, put in stay after training and do all the little extra things like that will help you get to the next level, and I think that's like what helped us both get to where we are today and stuff like that. But everybody's path is different. He went to college.
Yeah.
I played a few years with the second team. Like, everybody's different. But yeah, I think we both had the same goal in mind when we were a young age, and realized like we can do this. We're a little different than everyone else.
Yeah. Well, can we also talk about like you mentioned growing up in Chester and like all this stuff, and this team being so close to home, like basically playing for your hometown team in essence. Can we talk about like what that's like? Is that a cool experience? Is it a different experience because you are so close to home, so you have like those home comforts? That's got to be at least nice to a degree.
I think it's the best thing, to be honest, because in this career you never know where you're gonna end up, or sometimes you can wake up one morning and you get traded. You honestly never have any idea. Your future is not super certain, and I think to have this experience as a young player, to be around your family, is very nice. Like, they can come to games and support you, and I think it's easy to take that for granted. But I think I've seen my older brother, he's kind of like that case where he's always getting traded and being far from home and stuff, and I think it's so special to always, have your family around. So I think for me, it's just about enjoying it, as long as I have it, because you truthfully, you never know. Yeah. So I think it's super special to always have your loved ones in the crowd. I think it's a great feeling for sure.
Can we also talk about, and Daniel, I want to ask you this question, because I was the notes that Zach and everybody gave me. You were just the fifth New Jersey native to have over 100 appearances for the club, joining like a list of like notable names. Like, we've actually had Tony Miola on the show in the past, and some of these other guys. And can we talk about like that experience and like to be here and make that many appearances for the essentially like a hometown team kind of thing, and what that means to you to be part of that group?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's super cool. It's a great list of guys that I'm sharing this little category with. making the 100 appearances. I think is something that I was striving for when I joined the club, is to just help the team as best I can and make as many appearances as possible and just take advantage of the minutes that I got. I didn't play a lot like the first few years. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely like an honor and a privilege, because I grew up watching this team play when I was 7, 8 years old. Quite frankly, always had it in the back of my head, like, wow, that'd be cool to play for them someday.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really think at that age, like, could I really be on that field someday? Like,
right.
It doesn't really, like, you don't really think it can seriously, like, happen until, you're getting to that older age and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely great company that, those other names and everything, and, definitely, like, unsatisfied. It's a good milestone for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool, like living in New Jersey, family, friends, like Pete said, coming to games. You have other guys from all over the world that don't have their family that can come to games and stuff. Like, it's, you definitely have to appreciate it.
Can we talk about like because you talk about like friends and family coming to games, but can we talk about if people haven't been to, it's Sports Illustrated Stadium now, if they haven't been there for a match, like what that experience is like and what the overall vibe of the stadium is?
Yeah, I can go ahead. I think the stadium, first of all, in the MLS is the best stadium, to be honest. Like, just as far as the field goes and as far as like the structure of it, I think like there's not a single bad seat in the stadium, and I think it's honestly one of the best stadiums. I think it's the best stadium in the MLS for sure. There's a couple new stadiums, but they're not as nice as ours, and I think the vibe is, we're kind of riding the high of the run we had last year. I think that brought the club back to life a little bit. I think it needed something like that to make it to the finals, even though we didn't win. I think just that run kind of gave a new kind of feeling around the club, and they're putting a lot of investment into the team, and I think it's exciting. So now we keep working and trying to give our fans more reasons to show up and support us, I think, for sure.
Yeah. You have the same experience.
Yeah, it's a wonderful arena. I think when they do fill the stands, it gets it's a very heated atmosphere. The fans are going crazy, chanting. Had a few tifos up. Like, it's really cool. I love the supporter groups that we have. I think they create the environment. We've generally been very good at home, our record and everything. They definitely like build the environment. So it's always cool to play there, and in Harrison, which is a more busier town, like close to Newark and everything. You have all different demographics like coming to games and stuff. So it's definitely super cool to play at that arena. I think there's other stadiums though across the league with some maybe nicer grass though. I don't know.
Dude, I think
short cover Bermuda grass, bro.
I love this. I love our field.
The Orlando one, Miami. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't played. Oh no, I did. I was just saying. I don't think I. Well, how was Miami's field this year? Dude,
it was good. It's like there's different grasses all over the place. It's like Bermuda grass.
I don't want to talk about Miami.
I think it's player preference. Sure. I spent a lot of years playing on Bermuda, and I'm like, I like Bermuda more. But now, like playing on our home field, I'm like, this is
nice. No, it is really, it is really nice.
The Mayo Performing Arts Center is the heart of arts and entertainment in Morristown, New Jersey. MPAC presents over 200 events annually and is home to an innovative children's arts education program. To see MPAC's upcoming schedule of world-class concerts, stand-up comedy, family shows, and more, head to mayoarts.org or just click the link in our show notes.
It's funny, like you were talking about the run that you guys were on, and so I live in Bloomfield, and there's a brewery in Bloomfield called Veritage, and they're like a soccer-themed brewery in essence. The Red Bulls actually just did something over there for their season ticket holders and all that. But I remember when, I think it was the finals or whatever, it was packed, like out the door, spilling out onto the street kind of stuff, and it was incredible to see because like we've done stuff with New Jersey Youth Soccer, we've done stuff with obviously Mark from Veritage, obviously with you guys now with Gotham, and just kind of like talking about, and we've done a lot of stuff with the World Cup coming here next year, which obviously is a big thing, but just like the growing the game kind of thing, because like you guys were talking about before, like Jersey has a history certainly in soccer, but just like making more people aware of it, making more people play, like get involved with stuff. I mean, that's that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, I think in America it's always going to be a push or pull thing. Like, for sure, like in Europe, all you have is soccer. In all these other countries, all you have in soccer. Here, you have a choice. You can either watch a 90-minute soccer game or you can watch NFL Red Zones on Sundays. You have options. You can watch the baseball games and stuff. And I think that's where you that's the difference, to be honest. And over there, it's a life. It's those people work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday just so they can get enough money to buy tickets to go see their team play. Whereas here, it's not like that. And it's getting better. But we have to. This World Cup is huge in a way for the rest of kind of America's soccer future. What can we do here to rally, this country, to make soccer more, mean a little more, like it does over there. If you go over there and you go to a game on a weekend, you can feel the difference between maybe, games sometimes here in our league, and then sometimes even when our national team plays. When our national team plays, sometimes the teams they're playing have more fans. And I can tell you, if England played, they would not ever be the case. Nothing. So I think we have a lot of work to do, and the World Cup is a fantastic chance to change the trajectory. To be honest.
Yeah, I'd just like to add the fact that, like, going back to New Jersey and stuff, like, soccer should be a big sport here.
Yeah.
Like, it should be magnified, the fact that you have a guy from Chester, a guy from Warren, like a guy from Chatham last year in Tolkien, like Long Island boys from New York, that are big parts of a football club, like in the United States. Like, it's a big deal. It's pretty cool.
It is.
Rather than, like, it's a big part of the team and stuff. And in our run last year, like, that shouldn't go under the radar and stuff like that. And, like, that's what needs to be brought to someone that might not be familiar with soccer but, like, lives in New Jersey. It's like, oh, wow, there's a person a town over that's starting on this team right now in New Jersey. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll only help, just the marketing of the World Cup and everything coming to just keep growing the sport.
Yeah. Do you think, this is like a very like broad kind of like meta question, do you think that Jersey is ready for the World Cup? Just like, not like transit or any of that stuff, but just like in a sense of like what the level, because I think we interviewed Governor Murphy a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the World Cup, and we were talking about, like, I think there's going to be 1.3 million visitors to this area, like this region, like the New York, New Jersey region. Yeah. I mean, obviously that's going to cause its own host of issues, but like I do think that it's going to expose people that maybe are like, whether they're passive fans or they don't know much about it, to like a culture of people that are so passionate about it, and like their bars and their restaurants or whatever are going to be like full of those people. Do you think we're ready for that?
That's such a good question. I feel like in a World Cup you have to turn up. The fans have to turn up. I think they will. I think if you ask the casual person, what would they rather watch, Super Bowl or World Cup? I think they would say the World Cup because it's once every 4 years.
Yep.
And it's very special. So I have faith that word almost World Cup will change the feeling, I think. And I think New Jersey's ready, to be honest, for a lot of reasons, definitely.
Yeah. I think they're ready as well. And even when people start hearing about it, they're gonna be curious.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah. How can we get involved? Exactly. Feel like they're a piece of it. Yeah.
Yeah. The restaurants though, like different foods and stuff, like that'll be in and around the arenas and stadiums. Like it'll be a big thing for sure. And I think New Jersey's honestly a great state compared to some other states.
It's a small state, but it's like a strong state.
And the roots,
the personality of like the people from Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey strong.
You don't realize it until you kind of go. I feel like I realized it when you go and like to other like play away games. It's like you don't have. It's just like the Jersey people are different,
Yeah, we are pretty different.
Yeah, exactly.
For all good reasons, I would say.
And we love it.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people love it.
That's true. Most people don't like us, but that's their own problem.
Yeah. We like us.
Yeah, we like us. That's it. And even if we don't like each other, we get together. We can coexist. I guess. Exactly. I know we're getting close on time here because you got to bounce, but I think the last question that I would ask both of you, like we talked about kind of the experience playing growing up. obviously playing here, different stadiums, the World Cup, all that stuff. Has there been a moment, particularly? Well, we even just take your time here with the Red Bulls, like a moment in time where you're like, all that. The dreams and stuff that you had, or kind of like the ambition that you had as you were growing up and coming up in the systems of different things, where it was like a moment in time where you're just going to be like, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in soccer, and I can't believe I'm like living out this experience. Has there been a moment for each of you that you can kind of pinpoint almost?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's definitely the MLS Cup Final.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
That's definitely the epitome of what you want in this league and what you play for. I think it's unfortunate that we lost and stuff, and I hope someday I could then say, oh, it's the MLS Cup, but I'm on the other side now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, before the whistle blew in that game, I always like to do before games, just, like, embrace the moment, like, look where I am, like, don't take it for granted, like, this is so cool. So it would definitely be, like, that game as, like, my best moment so far is just playing an MLS Cup Final, being there, and starting with this guy, and even the Orlando game before that. That game was, you could argue like that game was just as good. I mean, winning it, bringing the club back to the MLS Cup in 2008, like it's just it was history. Just sucks we weren't on the right side of things,
Sure.
But I mean, you've got to appreciate the run and where we, like Pete said earlier, like where we brought the club back to.
Yeah, I think same. I think for me, the Orlando game, like looking back on it now, like having a trophy on the field with your family and stuff, I think that's like one of the coolest experiences ever, especially because I had no idea I was playing. Probably I got kind of told like a day before, and I was like, I had no idea how the game was going to go.
Eastern Conference Final.
I had no idea how the game was going to go. I had been in I just came back from injury, so I wasn't playing my best, and I had no idea how the game was going to go, and honestly, it didn't
deal with it.
Yeah, it didn't matter how I played, to be honest. The only thing was the team winning. Like, that was the best feeling I've ever had. It was kind of like a FU to everything, kind of after everything I've been through that season with the injury and everything. So that was probably the best, honestly. And then just with my family and stuff. And the final, obviously, like looking back on it, it's such a cool experience. I mean, my brother has been in the MLS for like 6-7 years, and he hasn't even made it past the first round.
Yeah.
So like to the fact that I was able to make it to a final at like 22 is something that's super special. But I think that just seeing the top section with all of our fans before the game, it was that was special. I don't think I've ever had a experience like that ever in my life, and that was, you never forget that, to be honest. So,
the coming back from injury and like the big middle finger to everybody, that is such a Jersey story. The Jersey tough, the Jersey strong thing, like you said before. Well, I appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day. I know you got a lot of stuff to do, and it's like hot as balls outside, so it's I'm sure it's great for training and whatever. But if people want to learn more about each of you, like social media, where would you want to send them to go do that?
Oh yeah, follow the gram.
Yeah, follow the gram.
Edelman _24.
Peter Stroud, go check it out. I love everyone from Jersey.
Let's go.
There you go. Awesome. Well, Daniel Edelman, Peter Stroud, thank you guys so much for joining us today. This has been the Greetings with the RSA podcast powered by the New Jersey Lottery. I'm Mike Ham. We were here today at the Red Bulls training facility in East Hanover. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you. Bye.